He's probably getting rejected by his parents. Maybe his mum's doing a Sarah Wilson, I quit sugar, low carb diet. She had enough energy for him, so she's rejecting him. So he's 12, getting rejected by his mum, which is his primary feminine figure role model. Elon Musk. Now, caution, this video may contain truth, objective truth and reality. So if you are offended by objective truth and reality, maybe switch off the video now. Elon Musk is potentially going to donate $6 billion for the UN. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of this stuff. On stopping world hunger today. Or this week, this month. Soon. $6 billion to feed apparently 42 million people who are starving. And for those who don't know, around 30,000 people, kids, I should say, around 30,000 kids under the age of 5 die every day from starvation. 30,000! So you look back in the last 2 years how we've treated the Wu flu and what we've done for that. Yet we have over 30,000 kids dying per day around the world. You know what I mean? And when does that even really hit the media? It's like, what? Who cares? Almost like it feels like who cares when it comes to mainstream media. Now, a lot of this starvation is due to wars, civil wars. A lot of it can be due to drought. But the reality is most of these countries produce enough grains to feed the humans to live in their countries. But the grains goes to the fat, rich Westerners. Australia, we import grain. The US, Europe, to feed Brazil, to feed the cattle and the sheep and the chickens and the fish and the farm fish and all that stuff. So we use the grain that could go to feed the starving kids who die because they don't have enough grain. And we said we feed it to animals to make ourselves fatter and sicker. We steal the grain, we use that grain, and we use it to raise animals we don't even need to eat. It's 2021. Eat meat if you think you want or whatever. Don't eat meat because you need to. You simply do not. So it's 2021. I've been a vegan for 21 years. 21 years? 2001. 20 years. Coming up 21 years. So the fact that we're still eating meat in 2021 and largely that's causing death of children from starvation, I think that should be mainstream media every single day until we've solved that problem right there. I don't think the Wu flu, etc. deserves whatever's going on. But hey, I'm crazy though. I'm crazy over here. But Elon Musk, thumbs up. Elon Musk, he's been critical of certain narratives in the world, which we can't really talk about too much. And just for the record, this channel definitely has been shadow banned. I went on analytics the other day, and about 1.6% of my subscribers get find my videos from their subscriber feed. Most of my views comes from people having to search me up. Like about 60%, 70% people have to search it up. The rest is recommended videos. About 1.something% is from the YouTube subscription feed. So interesting stuff. But that's okay. I've been shadow banned across all the platforms, and that's okay. It's just part of the deal. I accept it. But yeah, so Elon Musk putting himself on the line there, talking about these things. It seems like Elon Musk does care. He's putting his money where his mouth is, and he's to a degree. But is Elon Musk a vegan? I don't know. He sort of looks like one, doesn't he? He's how he behaves and stuff. He has his share of critics. Everyone does. When you're that level, you're gonna have a lot of criticism. But I see Teslas all the time now here in Adelaide, Australia. Teslas, very fast car. But look out, because they're very quiet. Right? So just because you can't hear a car doesn't mean not one's coming. But anyway, so if we want to end starvation, that's really generous of Elon to want to do that, and that's fantastic, and he should do that if he wants to do that for sure. And we've got to treat the cause, not just the symptom. The cause is there's enough food around there. We produce enough grain to feed everyone, probably 10, 20 times over every day. But that grain's going to feed livestock. People are like, we shouldn't feed grain to livestock, we should do grass-fed. You'd probably need literally like 10 or 12 planets if all the paleo people wanted to have grass-fed. Like if everyone was eating paleo diet, grass-fed animals, we would have no fish in the sea left. They'd just be like wiped out. And which is going to happen in the next 10 or 20 years pretty much of the fish industries at the rate of overfishing now. But yeah, we just got too many people on the planet. So I think that Elon, Bill Gates, etc. should do vasectomies. They should, help people. Give them, pay them $50 for vasectomy. Now that would cause some real positive impact. Real positive impact. That goes for anywhere in the world. The more humans in a city, the less quality life for everyone in the city, except for maybe a couple percent of people who make a lot of money off these people. So I mean, like that. Once the population density goes up to a certain level, the quality of life goes down. So vasectomies, I mean, that's the solution. I mean, look what's going on in the world right now. Do you really think it's a good idea to bring more kids into the world moving forward? I mean, if you got kids, you got kids, okay? But I'm just saying, like, I want to have kids one day. Do you really think in 20 years' time it's going to be good to be a 20-year-old? Like, really? Really? I had a pigeon today. I caught a pigeon a few days ago. I was at the supermarket, and I rode past. I saw this pigeon. It looked like a juvenile, and it's sort of sitting there. It looked really weak, and its foot was a bit bunged up. So I circled back, stalked up, caught the pigeon, put it gently in my pannier bag, took it home, put it in a bird cage, fed it up, corn, kept it warm, gave it real good recovery techniques, shoved some corn down its gob, and then it started to come alive a few hours later after the corn was shoved down its gob. I let it go today because it was starting to flap around. It was flexing its wings in the cage. It felt like it was getting angsty, like its testosterone was going up. It wanted to get out. So I took it to the park, me and Tasha, walked down there, opened up the cage, sort of sat away from it, let the bird do its thing. It sort of looked around, jumped out the cage, and then looked around again, and bang, just powered off, like full flight. I was like, yes, the bird has recovered. But I was thinking, like, hopefully little pigeon has a good life, And around here, there's a lot of pigeons, and there's decent food sources, not too many peregrine falcons, etc. But I was just thinking, I was thinking the little pigeon, hope the pigeon's doing all right. But just, like, having a kid, like Natasha, she's almost basically, she is a kid. She's 23. She first stayed with me when she was 18. And so, like, I think of Natasha, like, how hard it is for her, but how easy it is because she's so gorgeous and has all the things that social media really wants from a girl like that. So she has it easy in that aspect. But I was just thinking, though, like, in 20 years' time, imagine how hard it would be, Or what if you're like an average-looking guy or girl out there now? Like, how hard it is. It's so much harder. Like, if you've got aesthetics, then obviously, life's a lot easier for you. It's a lot easier for you. It just is. That's just how shallow and cutthroat society is. But I couldn't imagine being in 20 years' time how hard it's going to be. Like the stresses, man. Like, what's going to happen in 20 years' time? I mean, look what happened this year and last year. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I think you have to be tripping. Absolutely tripping. Delusional. I'm going to call you, in a nice, friendly way, I'm going to call you absolutely delusional. All right? Respectfully. I care about you, man. I want you to have a good quality life. I'm going to call you absolutely delusional if you think it's going to be a good idea to have kids from today onwards and bring them into... Well, my kids can be like game changers. Dude, you're bringing them into a hellhole. You are. And you know that. You'd have to be delusional to not be looking around what's going on out there today. All right? I'm not being cynical or pessimistic. I'm just being real, man. Like, look at the air quality, the water quality. Can you imagine in 10 years' time or 20 years' time? Like, what are you thinking? I'm okay because I got money. I'm just, I'm kicking ass over here in Australia. I'm easy. I've got the easy life. I'll create the easy life for myself. I'm good. My heart goes out for the people out there who don't have it as good as I do. Like, how many people in the world live a quality life that I have? In human history, like, it is like low stress, massive high quality and freedom. Like that, those things generally, if you've got a lot of money and freedom, you have also a lot of stress with that, because you're in a position of power. And that comes with a lot of stress. People are trying to bring you down, and responsibility. My responsibility is really super, super low. You know what I mean? Like, I live like an absolute king. Absolute king. All right? Modern day king. Of the highest order. And my life is just like an absolute dream. I've created it. I knew what I wanted in life, and I went out and made it happen. I make it happen every day. But I just think of the people out there who don't have that, man. Like, life is freaking tough, man. And it's just going to get tougher and tougher and tougher. Okay? But yeah, Elon Musk, I think it's great. This conversation is really good that he's bringing this to light, and it's going to create some discussion, hopefully, and some thoughts. But yeah, man, get a vasectomy. If you care about the kids out there, get a vasectomy, all right? And be an uncle or an auntie to kids who are out there. And but even then, I rode past the other day with the pigeon in my bag. I rode past this kid. He's maybe 12. I live around the corner from a school called Pembroke, one of the most expensive schools in Australia. Very, very prestigious school. Abdullah from the Glucose Network went there, gun cyclist. And saw this kid, maybe 12, and he's just sitting in this little corner of the car park, or cut through it on the way to the supermarket, back from the supermarket, and this kid looked depressed. He looked sad. He looked, he just looked like no one was giving him any attention. And I was about to stop and say, hey man, I was about to, give him some focus, but I was thinking, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Because what if someone, what if one of my haters or someone says, oh, look at that durianrider's talking to a young boy. Oh, yeah. Like, there's that in the back of my head. It's like, well, what I mean? And what if his parents come and see me and say, oh, that's durianrider. Oh, durianrider's talking to my son. This is the best thing ever. Or durianrider's talking to my son. This is, what's he doing? Blah, blah, blah. So it's like, I didn't. I didn't. And, my mum always used to say, oh, as a man, you got to watch out. People might say you're such and such and such. And I was like, Mum, that's not true. And then I realised, I learned, it's like, damn, if people want to try and take you down, they'll lie about you or create anything. And so you really got, as a man, you got to be super careful of any woman you talk to or any younger person you talk to, especially a child or someone who's under 18. You have to be really, really careful, all right? Especially if there's no one else around. Maybe if the parents are there, okay, but even then, it's like... So, and that's the world we're living in. Imagine in 10 or 20 years' time. Maybe in the 80s or the 90s, I would have been totally fine to go and talk to that kid. Say, hey, man, what's up? Blum, blum, blum. But now in the age of social media, it's like everyone's got a camera. Someone would take a photo of you talking to someone and then just write a script and a narrative, and it goes on Facebook, and it's like, bang, see you later, reputation. So with social media, it becomes immense opportunity, but also it's a double-edged sword. What can cut through life and make life easier can also come back on you and rebound and ricochet and chop your head off. So that's just the world we're living in. But I was just thinking for this young boy here, I was just thinking, what's he's going to get? He's probably getting rejected by his parents. Maybe his mum's doing a Sarah Wilson, I quit sugar, low carb diet. She had enough energy for him, so she's rejecting him. So he's 12, getting rejected by his mum, which is his primary feminine figure role model. So now he's thinking, I'm inadequate as a man, subconsciously and consciously. And then maybe his dad's closet or whatever, because his wife's just a beard, and it's just he's doing a low carb thing. And he doesn't have any energy for his son, and so this kid, has his insecurities, and they show in his school, so his friends are like, oh, Robbie boy or Johnny boy, you're a loser. And then it just starts this cascade, and then he's thinking, well, I want to make something in my life, I want to show them wrong, and then it comes this like ego and narcissism comes from that, and it's just like, it's crazy. All sociopathic narcissists come from a broken childhood. That's just how it is. If you get an ample love and attention and affection and presence from your mum and your dad, you're not becoming a sociopathic narcissist. You're not, all right? You are not. So we're just living in a society that's breeding these children up to be damaged goods that are going to damage others and not even know why they're doing it, man. Throw in low-carb diet, Adderall, Ritalin prescriptions, freaking Red Bull, high strength, low sugar. Sugar's bad, stimulants are good. It's just like, woo! Crazy, man. Pollution, war, pandemics, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, Elon Musk, congrats, mate. Good work, good intentions. Hope it creates some powerful discussions. But that's the deal. That is the deal. Get a vasectomy, gang. Go vegan. Or at least go as much vegan as you can, man. Go as much vegan as you can. Ride your bike as much as you can. Drive less. Do what you can do. All right? Pick up your plastic when you see it. Catch a pigeon and let it go. Feed it up. But anyway, get a vasectomy. That's the biggest thing you can do with the environment. Isn't going vegan. It's having a vasectomy. Going vegan's great. It's important. It's good. But having a vasectomy is the best thing you can do if you want to minimize your carbon footprint. There's nothing greater than getting a vasectomy. Nothing comes close.